Hey guys, Anthony Beckham here. Welcome to the channel where real estate is life. Today we're going to be doing some driving for dollars, which is where you drive around neighborhoods looking for distressed properties. This is how I've gotten some of my best listings and best wholesale deals, and all you need is a car. And it looks like ours just showed up, so let's go ahead, hop in, and get to driving for some dollars. So there's only a few things that you need to get started driving for dollars. Number one, a car. And if you're a cheapo, use your legs. Number two, you'll need some gas or a good charge. You know, because it's a Tesla. Number three, bring your celly. I know when that hotline blink. And number four, I use an app called DealMachine, which not only tracks all the properties, but also is how I send my mailers and make my cold calls right on the spot. If you don't have DealMachine, you could also just use a pen and paper, but of course, then you'll need to use another program to be able to do your mailers or your cold calling. As you can see, you don't need much, so there's no excuses not to go out there and find yourself some deals. And make sure to stick around to the end of the video, because I'm actually not only gonna be showing you how to drive for dollars, but you're also gonna be able to witness me do some of these cold calls right here on the spot. So let's hit the road. So you're gonna wanna start by identifying a neighborhood that you wanna drive for dollars in. So all driving for dollars is driving around identifying distressed properties. I normally like to find ones that are vacant because those are the ones that usually have the most motivated sellers. The neighborhood that you drive in is gonna depend on exactly what you're trying to do. In my case, we're gonna be driving through the whole west side of town because I'm looking for rentals to purchase myself, and this is where I would want a long-term hold real estate. If you're planning on wholesaling these properties, you're gonna wanna do some research and see where a lot of these investors are buying, because those are the people who you are going to be selling to as a wholesaler, is usually going to be those flippers. Now, they say that 1 in 100 driving for dollars houses that you find and take a picture of is going to equate to a deal. Now, I think my numbers are significantly higher than that, and it's because not only can I find a property and then wholesale it or purchase it myself, but I also have the ability to list it as a real estate agent, which is another service essentially that I can offer these sellers in another way that I can make income off of driving for dollars. So while you're out driving around, there's a few things that you're gonna wanna keep your eye out for. We're looking for signs of distress and really just signs that a home is vacant. It's usually the vacant homes that are gonna have the most motivated sellers. The few things that I keep an eye out for are gonna be things like no cars, no mailboxes. Can you actually see through the house? Is there any blinds? Can you tell that it's vacant from the street? In this case, we just drove past this property and it looks like there's some belongings kind of sitting out on the porch. The house is completely vacant, so we can tell. Now, obviously nobody's living there now. Maybe it's a rental and it's being turned over. Maybe someone passed away and it's an inherited property. These are all reasons that a seller may be a motivated seller whenever their home is in distress or is vacant and they're just paying taxes on it. Gives them an option for our solution, which is to purchase the property from them. Once you find the property, the next step is opening up the DealMachine app. It has a GPS, so it shows where I am here. Looks like the address is 1033. So I just click here and it shows absentee owner. Now this is what I want to see. Usually absentee owners are gonna be landlords. It just means that whoever owns the property does not live at the property. There's a different mailing address on the tax records. Let's see, it looks like they've owned it since 1993. They paid $41,000 for it. Just went ahead and added this one to our deal. And then let's see here, we click on the photo, click take photo, let's see. skills. Boom. Yeah, look at that. That looks nice. All right, so then go ahead. Click OK. Whoop. Then we get in here. So next, what I'm gonna wanna do is skip trace them. So this is a service that's built into the DealMachine app that actually skip traces the owner, which means that it brings me back contact info, possible phone numbers, possible emails that may allow me to contact this owner directly. And it looks like it just came back with a few different numbers and a couple of email addresses. And I can also do a mailer, and that's it built into the app here as well, where it uses the picture that I took of the property and creates a mailer of the particular property. So as you can see here, it says, is this your property? You know, I'm interested in purchasing your property, has the address. We're ready to give you a cash offer regardless of condition. With a click of a button, all of a sudden a postcard's being sent out, and now hopefully we have some information so that I can actually cold call them and see what's going on with this property. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and try calling them.
Hello, you've reached the home of Tim and Shirley.
I think that's
Please leave your name and number, and we'll get back to you just as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Anthony. I'm sorry if this call's a little bit out of the blue, but I'm actually calling about a property that I believe that you may own over here on Brown Street. I was just curious if you've thought about selling that property or if that's something you'd consider. So feel free to give me a call back here, 541-236-2662. Again, my name's Anthony, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye. I think he said Tim and Shirley. All right, so good job, DealMachine. The first number that they gave us appears to have reached right to them. Now that doesn't always happen. Whenever you use a skip tracing service, regardless of which service you use, it doesn't always bring back accurate information. And a lot of times, you know, you'll have to make a few calls to actually find the owner. So that's pretty sweet. Looks like this one is a landline. Let's give that a try. I'm gonna try this up.
Sorry I missed your call. If you'll leave your name and number, I'll get back to you just as soon as possible. Or you might try me at my office, Remax Professional Realty, 673.
I think that might be a real estate agent here locally. Well, I guess we'll see when he calls me back, huh? Ah, man, I thought we were on to something. We'll hold off on sending the mailer with my face on it and see if he calls me back and see what the plan is for that. Obviously, if it's owned by another real estate agent, I'm not gonna get the listing. He still could possibly want to sell it, but chances are that I probably wouldn't get it at a discount. So we'll keep on driving and seeing what else we can come up with. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing up here, kids.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
One down, two to go.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye. El número de teléfono que usted ha marcado temporalmente no está en servicio.
Come on. 7. Ah. I gotta take a picture of it. Can you do it?
Yep.
You know, for you being a videographer, I think my pictures might be better. Hello, my name's Anthony. I'm sorry if this call is a little bit out of the blue, but I'm actually calling about a property that it looks like you may own over here. I was just curious if you've thought about selling that property or if that's something you consider, and I hope to talk with you soon. Thanks a lot. So whenever something's corporate owned, it's usually a little bit different because it'll be harder to skip trace it and actually get accurate information. But I'm still gonna go ahead and give it a try. And nope, no additional info was found from the skip trace. So the good news is whenever you do try to skip trace them and nothing pops up, at least you don't get charged for it. I think otherwise it's $1 each time that you skip trace through the DealMachine app, which I think is worth it just for the convenience of it. All right, well, let's keep on looking.
Now here you go.
Another day, another job, another. We're off to a good start.
Another J, another dollar.
Another day, another dollar. We got 2 properties. I walk past them every morning on my morning walk. Right here, they're right across from each other. That one's vacant. I don't know if you can see in the video, if you can tell, but you can see straight through the house all the way to the backyard, and there's absolutely nothing in there. And then we got this one over here on the other side, which I haven't seen anybody come or go from it. I never see any cars outside, but to me, I mean, it looks like someone must be living there because you got the trash and yada yada. Yet there is a flyer on the front door, as well as a combo box, which you often see whenever people are going into foreclosure and stuff. So we're gonna give them both a try. Hopefully we can make these ones happen, these properties. So we'll start with the one that's here on the left. Absentee owner. They bought it 4 years ago for $190,000. It's probably worth $250 to $275, $280 range now. Good amount of equity in there. Hit that skip trace button, that easy. Let's see if it pulls up any numbers. All right, I'm just gonna start popping them off.
You reach Gil at 541-530.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey Gil, this is Anthony. I'm sorry if this call's a little bit out of the blue, but I'm actually calling about a property that I believe that you may own over here on Sherwood. I actually do know that, I don't know that he's the current owner. He did used to live there. He's the guy that owns the CrossFit gym in town, so I actually know who that is. You know what? Let's go ahead, since we know that number was good, that first one, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shoot him a text even. 2 more down. Maybe Gil will call us back. Stay tuned. So over here we have a prime example, and I'm really excited to make a video all about this property as we're kind of documenting the process. But this is one that we actually found just right down the road from those 2 that we just called on. We walk this route every morning, and I walk by this house, and it's right across from the elementary school. There's 3 duplexes in a row. Anyway, I've been looking for multifamily stuff, so I looked up on DealMachine to see who owned it, and it just so happened that Caitlin, my girlfriend, happened to know him down the line. She actually taught his grandson, who was like 11 or something. The owner's in his 70s. So anyway, I just skip traced him. I cold called him, let him know who I was, and I tried to make the connection, like, oh yeah, Caitlin taught your kid, do you remember her? You know, it's been a long time in the making. It was probably over a year ago that we had our first conversation. He just recently had his daughter give me a call, let me know that he wants to sell it. I also found out that it's not only a duplex, there's a 3rd unit in the back, like another little townhouse style apartment. So here I'm getting a triplex. We just went under contract for $220. And whenever everything's all said and done, we just open escrow at the beginning of the week. Whenever everything's all said and done, I should be able to pull in about $1,000 a month cash flow after all expenses. So that's a super huge deal for me. It is probably the best example that I have as far as what driving for dollars can do for you. Yeah, sure, I've done some wholesale deals. That comes and goes, as far as the income from that. Sure, you might make 20 grand tomorrow, but it comes and it goes. This is something that I plan on holding forever. It's gonna add 3 units to my portfolio, 3 doors, so I'm super excited about that. And it's gonna get me 10% to my passive income goal of $10,000 per month, with $1,000 coming from this property alone. So super exciting. I think the proof's in the pudding right there. What driving for dollars can do for you. Well, folks, it's a new day. But we got a response. Man, what was his name? Gil. Something like that. So we got a response, not necessarily the best response in the world. Hi, Anthony, we're not interested in selling our property at this time. Thank you for your consideration. But hey, it's a response. That's another one that I'm going to continue follow up on, because as long as his house continues to sit there vacant with a little combo box on it, I don't know if that means they're going into pre-foreclosure. I don't know what the scenario is. They have a notice on the door. They just might not have the motivation. They may not have the pain point yet. So if I stay on him, because I know that I got the right number, that might turn into another deal. So, and while we were out and about, looks like a few checks came through. So we got one for $7,500, another for 11,000, and another for 5. So what's 12 plus 11, 23 grand. So it's a little bit of a slow day. No, but that's what going out there and getting all these leads does. I mean, that's how you end up getting those sales and getting those commission checks. So you guys got to see a couple days of driving around, finding distressed properties, making those cold calls, shooting those texts, shooting those emails, and, you know, direct mail and all of the other functions of DealMachine. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, I have a link in the description where you can do so. And I think that this kind of proves the point, you know, this whole video. Yeah, you're not always gonna get someone live on the phone, but it's about building those relationships. You know, I showed you that triplex that I have under contract in one of my favorite neighborhoods. That was found just by walking through a neighborhood, putting in a DealMachine, figuring out who owned it, cold calling, and keeping that communication and building that relationship over a year's time. And sometimes that's what it takes, and driving for dollars is a great way to do that. And I'm totally pumped about that deal, and we're gonna be making videos about it soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on the journey to Real Estate Millionaire. Slap around that like button for me, and I will see you guys on the next one. See ya.